Hey campers, how's it going? Matt Sardo, Monkeys Fighting Robots. I got a little mad cave going on today. Crusader #1. Man, this book brought me back to my 70s Tolkien era of Lord of the Rings cartoons and wizards. I was delighted to read this gritty book. It's written by Matt Emmons. And he does the art as well, and lettered by Andriy Lukin. The book comes out September 6th. So what are we, like 3 weeks away? All right, what's the synopsis? Synopsis. A Templar Knight finds himself transported to a dangerous realm known as the Beastlands, with sinister entities known as the Masters hunting him down. All he has is his sword and a weird goblin-like creature named Grimbel to guide him through the strange new world. It was for me, after reviewing the past two Image comic books, this was definitely a good change of pace book. Like, the call was Goonies-esque, Stranger Things, and then we had the Schlub, which was just Mad Magazine craziness, and then we get Crusader, and I'm taken to a whole different genre. And that's why I love comic books. Comic books, if you can't find a comic book for you to read, you're not looking, or you don't have good friends who help you out, or you don't have a good comic book store, because there is a comic book out there for everyone. And that will always be my mantra. There is always a comic book out there for you. You just have to find it. Let's go look at list of notes. What do I have over here? 70s feel, Lord of the Rings, Wizards. We mentioned that. I'm always a Black Cauldron fan. What else? The Silence and Mystery. So let me pull the comic book up. I really like Matt's artwork. It's gritty. It's gritty, and it has like this nice 70s fantasy magical feel to it. And I like these like elongated panels that he uses. It's something that McFarlane used a lot to just show the depth and scale of everything. And I think he used that well in the opening, and it kind of just helps drift you through the action, but also makes you like turn the page as you like come across, and the dialogue is stacked in this like diagonal form. It just gets you moving through the book. And that's important, because then you come up to like action, and then you go through the action. Like there's a nice sway to the book where you kind of move with it. And I know there's been some books where I've been like dodging when there's been an action and stuff like that. And that's always fun too. But yeah, like Matt gets you moving through the book, and then you're in it. But the silence also helps you start flowing. This internal dialogue from the Crusader, it hones everything in. It gets you nice and focused, and then you start just like flowing through the book, because you're like, okay, I haven't established who anybody is yet, and they keep it a solid mystery. And I just see the Crusader as this hero that just kind of just walks. There's a mission, and he just walks, or she. I haven't taken the helmet off yet. We don't know who's under that helmet, and it looks like you can't take it off. So I mean, like, we may never know who's under the helmet. So that intrigue to begin with, that like reveal, that Mandalorian kind of feel you get of like this guy just moving forward. I'm going to say guy until I know who it is, but like this person just moving forward on a mission, and he's a Crusader, so it's a righteous mission. So there's a rigidity and a meaningful walk to this person that you feel through Matt's artwork. Oh man, I'm just glaring at one page, and I brought all that together. It's nice. Thanks, Matt, for bringing that together. And then I'm looking at Andriy's artwork, or Andriy's lettering, because everything is got a nice silence to it in the beginning. everything needs to be placed perfectly to make you turn the page. And then he enters the Beastlands. And I'm not going to give anything away for you. Nothing. I'm kind of just like gazing at beautiful artwork. There's a sort of splash page where he has like 3 panels up top on top of the full page spread and just the ink blots. And it's simplistic in like the setup, but the delivery of these like dot ink blots and how they move and how they make you feel, I get a lot of movement out of that page, and I'm impressed. I really am impressed with it. It's one of those books where like he gets dropped into Beastlands and he's like in this medieval times, and I want to say, oh my God, it's Ash from Evil Dead, but it's not. And I've been trying to like keep that in my body and be like, do not project Evil Dead on this, because it's not even closer in the realm, and you need to keep your brain together, Matt. Keep yourself together, because you're gonna ruin this book for everyone. But yeah, that's my internal personal struggle that I've been going through, and I apologize, but I'm also like jonesing. I was like, if there's one witty joke, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, like I'll be like all excited. But like the Crusader is on a mission, and there's lots of mystery established with this. So I'm hooked. There's a few things. I need a cool character, and the Crusader is like this cool faceless character. I want to say he's the hero, but we really haven't seen too much to establish that. But like, he is a cool character. You know, whatever you think, whoever you think the coolest badass is in Game of Thrones, like that is the Crusader. You know, and once I said Mandalorian, there is kind of a Mandalorian kind of feel to it of just not talking and just moving. But I'm just waiting for the action, because there is some action, and the Crusader is a badass. So I'm excited to see more badassery, more action, more excitement, more kick-assness in this book. So we have a character who's awesome. We have some mystery, and I have some excitement for action. Like, those are 3 things that are kind of hooking me in. And then there's a quirky sidekick. Like, there's a lot of elements stacking in on all the right notes to make me want to buy this book and then buy the second issue. And then there's a villain. And then there's like goblins and demons and like all the cool things from like wizards and Tolkien universe. Like, there's some elements of amazingness. And then like, because there's a couple of close-ups of like goblins, trolls, I don't know, but like there's a couple close-ups where I'm like, it's just like pure 70s goodness. And I see them and I'm like, gremlins. Like, it gives me a little bit of goosies. Like, or it gives me an awesome nostalgic feel from when I was a kid watching things I shouldn't be watching. Or my parents rented me movies that they thought were for me, but I was like, oh my God, this movie is just not age appropriate for me. And that this is the same thing with like the Crusader. Like, he's gonna be cut. There's heads cut off. There's blood. There's guts. There's everything. Like, it's just there's there's a goblin who just lost his head. And I'm losing mine, because this book is. I want to know what the deal is with the sword. Like, is there magic in this world? Like, I guess if there's transfer, there's definitely magic in this world. But I want to know. Like, I need to know more about the Crusader. That's what I need to know. That's it. That's my review. Is I need to know more about the Crusader. They've hooked me in with the story and the characters, and now I need issue 2. That's where I am. Let me know if you are putting the Crusader down on your pull list. Comment below, and I'll talk to you soon.